they first started talking about this movie, how like, you know, this is not going to be a Star Wars movie, this is going to be a Star Wars movie, a war movie. That's what I heard, and that's what I've been excited for. And Gareth Edwards, my boy, the Godzilla director, let's do this thing, baby. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The most anticipated movie of all year. Yes, everyone, we are finally here. It is time to review the newest Star Wars movie, and this is the first anthology film in the new Star Wars universe. This is a prequel, not a sequel to Force Awakens, not nowhere near Force Awakens. This is a full-on prequel. And so this movie is about the plans to get the Death Star. This is the story of how they got the Death Star plans, and it's really cool. Like, it's really cool. And this movie is called Rogue One for a certain reason I won't tell if you don't know why. But this movie does star Felicity Jones, Forrest Whitaker, and a bunch of people that I won't really spoil, and the voice of James Earl Jones. We'll get to him. But this movie is about the plans of the rebellion stealing the Death Star plans, and Felicity Jones is Jen Erso, who is a prisoner, going to be turned into a rebellion, is going to do this rebellion group, and she's going to go with her group and find her father that has something to do with the Death Star and to get the plans and destroy the Death Star. And if you've ever seen the first original Star Wars movie, then we all know what happens. But this is how we got the plans. And I've been looking for this movie. It's been very interesting. Gareth Edwards, the guy from Godzilla, I've been very excited. He's very underrated. And what did I think about this movie? I really, really hate to say this. I'm disappointed. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's crushing my heart I'm saying that. Like, I didn't love this movie. I liked it. Let's go ahead and get that clear. I liked this movie. I will watch it again. I liked it. I viewed it with my eyes. I just got back from the release. I took a 20-30 minute process before I did this video, which I'm doing it now, and I thought, and I thought, and I thought, and overall, I just feel empty and disappointed by Rogue One. But there's a lot of positives, so let's get the positives. First things first, as I said from the trailer reviews, Gareth Edwards, his direction was great. I loved his directing. The action sequences in this movie are very, very well handled. Their action scenes are really good. They're intense. They're awesome. And this movie did feel like a war movie in the Star Wars universe, which was amazing. I love that. I love the feeling, especially the third act. The beach scene, you feel like it is a war movie, and I loved that. I love the war feeling. Gareth Edwards, man, I'm telling you, he is one of my favorite underrated directors. I love him in Godzilla. If you've ever seen Monsters, and now he has this. He's a great director, and he did a great job with the action sequences, and I loved him. Felicity Jones as Jen Erso. She was a great character. She was a great hero. She was a great leader. I loved Felicity Jones. I thought she was great. Now, she's not better than Rey and all of them from Force Awakens, but she is great. I loved her. She's awesome. She's a cool character. She's interesting, and her father by Mads Mikkelsen, he was good. He's not in the movie a whole lot, but when he is in it, he's good. Forrest Whitaker, I honestly thought he didn't do that great. I thought his voice was very annoying, in just my personal opinion. His voice was very annoying, but he did a good job. His voice just got a little raggedy, but that's just a small nitpick, but that was all. But the cinematography is beautiful in this movie. And I don't know the guy's name, but the villain of the movie, the guy with the white cape, I forget the actor's name, but he was really good. He overacted in just one scene, but overall he did a really good job. He was a good villain. I liked him. Overall, the acting was good. The rebellion group, all good actors. The guy who plays the blind Chinese guy, he was a bad A. He was awesome. I liked him a lot. The guy with the gun, he was cool. The K2 stole the show. K2 is hilarious. I loved K2. He was the robot in this movie. He was awesome. He was funny. I loved him. And he was a bad A. The rebellion group all had good actors. And of course, the action is awesome, and the story is really interesting, and when there's an action scene, you feel it. So now, let's get to the cons. I think that's all the positives I've got right now. They'll pop up in my head as I continue. But there are some negatives in this movie, and this does bring down the movie a lot. So, I'm going to try my very, very best without spoiling anything. There is a certain character in this movie who is full on CGI. And it was distracting. It was full on distracting. Every time this character came on screen, it was distracting. I'm not going to tell you who the character is because I don't want to spoil anything, but he is on the Empire side, and apparently he's the most villainous character in the movie when you have, you know, Darth Vader, which we'll get to in a minute. And so, like, the CGI, it just didn't work. I mean, it was good CGI. I mean, it looked kind of real, but it kind of real. Like, you could tell. Like, you could be like, that's not real. And then you're just like, it takes you out the movie, and I didn't think he should be in the movie. I just thought, I was like, can you just go away from that, like, please? Because this character was seen more than Darth Vader. My biggest criticism, one of my biggest criticisms with this movie, is Darth Vader. Now, before I say anything, he's in this movie for 2 scenes. He's in the movie for 2 scenes. He's not in this movie more than 5 minutes long. Now, a positive. There is one of the scenes he is in is one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars history. I will not spoil a thing, but one of the scenes, he's in 2 scenes. One of those scenes he is in is one of the coolest moments in Star Wars history. I will never forget that moment. It is one of the coolest scenes ever. I loved that scene. It's intense. It gave me goosebumps. When you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The last 5 minutes of this movie is awesome. I loved it. I loved that scene. That scene was personally the best scene in the whole movie. And Darth Vader, but they wasted him. He's in the poster. They teased him in the trailer. Guys, he's not in this movie that much. He shouldn't have even been in the movie. He might have an awesome scene. But he shouldn't have been in this movie. He was wasted. They completely wasted Darth Vader. If I kind of remind me of Godzilla, where Godzilla's in the movie for 15 minutes. Darth Vader's in the movie for 2 minutes. I was really disappointed. I know what you're saying, oh, he served the purpose. I know, but when you have Darth Vader in your movie, give me 10 minutes. That's all I asked, and I got 3. Now, one of those 3 minutes, I had the coolest scene ever. Just give me more. Give me more, and then I would have loved that. But anyways, but not my biggest criticism, 100%, the characters. Felicity Jones was the only character I cared about. All the other rebellions, I didn't give 2 craps about. I didn't care about any of them. And you have to spend time with them the whole entire movie. The first act and the second act. This movie was boring. The movie had very, very slow scenes, especially the second act. The second act, it gets slow and it gets boring. The first act felt very choppy, trying to introduce all these characters or whatever. But then the second act, it got slow. And then the third act, it blew up with a great war scene and just awesomeness. The third act was great. I loved the third act. But this movie did have very, very bad pacing issues. It was very boring. There was 2 people in front of me in the theater who fell asleep. Fell asleep in a Star Wars movie. That tells you something. So the movie has its boring moments. It does. When you get to the third act, though, you're on it. It's on. It's thrill ride from the third act beginning to the very end. It's awesome. I love the third act. But man, these characters, like, here's an example. Kylo Ren. Spoilers for Force Awakens. Kylo Ren. He looks cool. He has a cool lightsaber. He looks cool when you like him, right? What makes him a great character is he's not trained. He's a young kid. He's not trained. He's Han Solo's kid, and he killed his dad. Like, that's a character. That's a character. That gives him stuff. In this movie, the blind man, who's all Jedi with the Force, whatever, cool attributes. He can kick butt. He says some funny lines. Didn't know anything about him. His friend, the gun guy, didn't even know his name. I knew nothing about him. These characters were garbage. They were garbage. The only character I full-on cared for was Felicity Jones. She had a motivation, she had a background, she was a great hero, she was everything. The rebellion around her is not the great. Now the other guy, the main second guy that's right with her every time in the movie, he was good. I liked him, but he in the very beginning he was very and then towards the end he was like, okay, I like him, but everyone around him was just Like K2 said funny lines, but I didn't know anything about him. But I'll give him a pass because he's a robot, so I give him a pass. But overall, I'm not hating this movie. I like this movie, but this movie does have issues. I do have issues, and I did leave this movie disappointed. Like, I hate to say that. I'm trying not to like be like heartbroken because like I wanted this movie to be an A+. It's nowhere near that. Rogue One had great directing, a great character, and its issues were a CGI character who I wanted out, and they could have easily brought Darth Vader in. They wasted Darth Vader. We had a really bad characters around Felicity Jones, but overall the action was good, and there is a scene in this movie with Darth Vader that will literally blow your mind, and it is amazing. But overall, I am disappointed. I will admit. But I do like the movie. I like the movie. I will buy it. I will rewatch it. I will go see it again in theaters. But I am disappointed. So yes, guys. So my final grade, I'm gonna give Rogue One, I'll give it a B. I think it's a good movie. It's a good Star Wars movie. It's nowhere near as good as Force Awakens. But I liked it, guys. I did like the movie. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys!